Well. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Here I am. Here I am. Whoa. One of my eyes looks way more open than the other eye. I think that's normal. I think we're just being a normal person. Maybe I should wear my cool hat, huh? Do you think the cool hat would get me more viewers? Probably would. Let's see about that. Well, maybe my cool hat is gone. Maybe there is no more cool hat. No, I think the cool hat's inside. Inside cool hat. I mean, do I even have anything cool? I'm not sure I do. You know, if you're gonna be a streamer, you gotta do crazy things. I mean, I could always wear the goat versus fish hat. But it doesn't look very good. I mean, goat versus fish always looks good, but you know, it's really my fault that it doesn't look good. It's a failing of my own for not choosing goat or fish. Okay. There you go. Now we have it. Add a bit of color to your day, you know. I guess I'll give it 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes, YouTube, total, to demonstrate yourself to be a worthy platform for me. That's all you get today. la la. You like this song? A semi-harmed kind of life. A semi-harmed kind of life now. Semi-harmed kind of life now. Got a semi-harmed kind of life. Not entirely injured. Only partially eviscerated. A semi-harmed kind of life, yeah. A semi-harmed kind of life. Yeah, I'm only bleeding just a little bit, and my bones got a fracture, but it's not all the way fractured through. Just something that I've got to do. Hello, semi-harmed kind of life. Welcome to the stream. That's it, man. That's it. I didn't know I was going to get a free song. Sweet. Yeah, well, you know, I am a very serious entertainer. I'm a very serious live streamer. I'm new to this platform, as a streamer anyway. I do most of my streaming on Twitch. But I'm bringing years of experience of live streaming directly to this YouTube feed right now. And you get to reap all the rewards because you're the only viewer, as of right now, that I'm aware of. There's a lot of things you don't know, but I'm here to show them to you. So, you know, I don't know how you found this stream. How did you find this stream? I assume it was recommended to you. Do you subscribe to this channel? Do you receive notifications when I go live? Do you do all of those things? All of those things that you're supposed to do in order to support a channel that you like? Perhaps it's too soon. Perhaps you're not ready to make the full commitment. What can I do? What can I do to get you to commit? I don't understand how the algorithm works. Dude, no one does. No one understands how it works. Not even YouTube understands how the algorithm works. This was the carousel of suggested things. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping. I have subscribed. Yes. Yes. Welcome, welcome, subscriber. Welcome. My channel is growing exponentially. Thank you. Ring the bell for notifications. And then, you know, speak to a beautiful stone and just to speak to it, to say, remind me to always think of the Michael Allen CPA YouTube channel, and then whisper to the stone, and then heat the stone at 85 degrees until it becomes body temperature, which means you'd actually have to raise the temperature to closer to 98 degrees. But in any case, Fahrenheit. Then once you've warmed the stone to body temperature, you put it under your pillow in such a way that it presses against your skull as you are trying to sleep, so that you notice it, but not so much that it actually stops you from sleeping. It actually starts being comfortable, and then your whispers will radiate back into your brain, and it will remind you to partake of these streams all the time, even when you're asleep. To get to sleep, you listen to me when you're trying to go to sleep, and bam, you're asleep. You're asleep, you're dreaming. It's the voice of comfort. It's the voice that brings you back home. Or if home was a place that sucked, then it brings you far, far away from home to a place where you're safe, but not so safe that you aren't thrilled and in danger, but just enough danger that it makes you feel like you're living life, but not so much that you're afraid to come back. You're just always enticed for more. You know, that kind of thing. That was way more enticing than the usual like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. It really helps. Well, look, you know, that's the difference. That's the kind of quality you can expect from Michael Allen CPA the comedic performance artist. You know, it's a drag. It's a drag for you, the viewer. It's a drag for me to, you know, have to tell you to do these things. So, you know, I might as well respect your intelligence and try to make it fun in some way, you know? I'm curious on your end, as a technical note, are you reading this? Does it read backwards or does it read regular ways? You know, I'm looking at a reflection. You know, I'm looking at it's mirrored to me, but I wonder if on your end, if it's, if it says this is art, or if it says, you know, zit, tra. It reads properly. Okay, good to know, good to know. See, we're learning together. I think this hat was a good idea. You know, I was streaming and I wasn't wearing this hat, and then I thought, you know what? If I were scrolling through an endless series of feeds and streams and I was looking to get my eye caught, you know, I'd want a big, bold, beautiful hat of color to entice me to stick around. So, you know, that's why I put it on. It is a cool hat, though. I just got it yesterday. At a show. I'm in Los Angeles, California, and this is where I grew up. I am an entertainer by trade, and I went to a show. I was performing on the show, and I bought this hat in support of the person who put me on the show because it's also a very cool hat. Hats are good advertising and good for ensuring the sun doesn't burn the scalp. Multi-talented, yes. Yes, and that's especially important for me because I walk. I do many things. But what I do in these streams is I be a talking head for conversation. And I also walk and I evangelize on the benefits of walking and how awesome it is, which is why I'm walking. I'm walking right now. I'm accumulating steps. How many steps have I done today? 6,005 steps today. And in the last week, I averaged, would you like to guess? Would you like to guess how many steps I averaged per day last week? How many steps per day did you think I averaged last week? What do you think? Now, you don't know me well, so it's kind of a shot in the dark. But you do know that I walk, you know, that I take walking seriously, especially right now. I'm in a walking phase. I'll tell you this, I've been building up my walking for like 4 months. 170,000. This is on average per day. On average per day. It is 25K. 17K was close. 170K per day would be damn near impossible, actually. It would be damn near impossible to do 170,000 steps in a day. But I've been averaging 25,000 steps a day, which is walking for about 4 hours a day. About 4 hours a day of walking to get to 25,000 steps a day. Now, granted, if I were walking at a higher rate, you know, I could probably do that in 3.5 hours or something, but at the sort of leisurely pace that I take it, 4 hours is about right. Well, it's a lot. It's about like 10 miles, maybe a little more. It's like 10 or 11 or 12 miles for me in my stride. And over the past 6 months, I've averaged 10,000 steps a day, every day, in the last 6 months, which amounts to about 1,800,000 steps. Celebration. I've lost a little bit of weight. My back is feeling a little better. My skin is feeling tighter. And my feet feel better. And I feel more flexible when I get out of bed in the morning. All in all, it's been fantastic for my health. and I recommend it. I highly recommend walking. Use it or lose it. Math isn't my friend, but I assume that means you've increased your daily steps more recently. Yes. It wouldn't necessarily mean that, but that is a correct assumption nevertheless. You know, I'd say for the first 2 months of that 6-month period, it was about probably averaging about 5,000 steps a day, 4,000, somewhere between 4 and 5,000. But in the last 4 months, I've averaged, you know, above 10,000 steps a day, which brings the entire 6-month average up. And yeah, so 10,000 steps a day and counting. Now I want to get to the point where I've averaged 10,000 steps a day in the last year. And in order to do that, I'll need to keep at this rate for at least another 3 or 4 months. Math isn't a lot of people's friends, but occasionally on this stream you can find me doing calculations in my head. I'm not an amazing mathematician or anything. I'm not good at advanced math, but if you want to talk about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, you know, percentages, then I can entertain myself trying to do little math problems in my head while I'm on the walk. I have horrible sciatica pain. My chiropractor keeps telling me I should be walking more for pain management. Well, I agree. I would generally agree. You know, and this is, I mean, I don't know you well enough to make, you know, to make health recommendations, you know, really, nor am I a physician. You know, I can just give you sort of general advice based on my experience. So, you know, you don't have to take anything I'm saying as gospel. But, you know, what I can tell you is that I have dealt with sciatic pain in my right leg, and sometimes my left leg. It can move around for the last, I'd say for the last 22 years of my life. I've had lower back pain. I have a herniated L4, L5 disc, and I've had to deal with sciatic pain on and off, sometimes on for as long as a year and a half, on and off for really my whole adult life. So I at least can give you some kind of advice. I can at least offer you sympathy, you know. I can at least offer you that. It's funny because for me, when I have sciatica, walking always helps. For me, the worst thing to do with sciatica is to like sit there and not do anything. I find that when I start moving around, it helps manage the pain a little bit better. And then it comes roaring back as soon as I like lay down or sit down. It's funny, man. Sometimes the pain is worse when I sit and better when I lay down. Other times it's better when I sit and worse when I lay down. It's such a weird thing, isn't it? It's been about a decade for me. I was in a motorcycle accident. Messed up my lower back and hips as well as breaking my left leg. Ooh. What about swimming? What about swimming? Can you swim? I mean, now your username is starting to make sense. Semi-harmed kind of life. Swimming helps most definitely. Well, then I have some advice for you. Just swim. Swim like your life fucking depends on it, because it does. I know it's a pain in the ass. You know, you gotta put on your bathing suit, and you gotta shower up, and you gotta get dry, and you gotta wash the chlorine off, you gotta drive to the pool, you gotta do all that stuff. I know. But it locks up again later in the day. If I could have a pool where I live, that would be great. That would be great. That would be great. But you don't have that right now. But, you know, somewhere, right, around you, I don't know where you live, but somewhere around you, there's probably some kind of pool you can access for, you know, either at a gym or like some kind of public pool, or sometimes like a high school will have a pool and you can pay to use it for during certain hours of the day, you know, like a couple bucks or something for a session, you know. But yeah, I'm being like really serious about this. Like, I'm having a lot of benefit from walking right now. Swimming is often even better for me. But if walking wasn't working, then I would give the same advice for myself, swimming. I know it takes time and effort, but you are living in pain. You've been living in pain for over a decade. It is worth it. It is absolutely worth it to do the physical activity that helps you manage your pain. It just is. It makes your whole life better. And not only does it make the pain lessened, the emotional stress of carrying the pain, the emotional stress of carrying the pain is also better. The local community pool closed during the pandemic. Yes. It never opened back up. There is a lake very close, though. And a lot during the summer. Too cold now, though. All right, well, definitely do that during the summer. You know, definitely keep looking around. Also, you know, you were a motorcycle gal person. So, you know, you're used to a little bit of adventure, right? You know, what if you got like a wetsuit? What if you got like a wetsuit to help keep you warm? And then you could swim during more of the year. Right? It seems like a big investment, but again, what better thing to invest in than your own health? What better thing to invest in than reducing your pain? I mean, you do invest in it. You go to a chiropractor, right? Also, if walking, you know, hurts, then consider getting a better pair of shoes. You know, consider experimenting with shoes and seeing what feels good, right? Shoes are the point of contact between your foot and the earth. It affects every single step you take. So getting a pair of shoes, or maybe a custom set of inserts. I highly recommend custom inserts. Get some custom molded inserts for your feet. You know, they can cost $100, $150 or something. You know, they will be molded specifically to your feet. And if they're quality ones, they can last, you know, 3 to 5 years. And it will literally improve every single step that you take, which is absolutely necessary. Well, my ex-GF was a motorcycle gal. Tried to get me into it. That didn't work so well. Yeah, it seems like it didn't. You've never considered the shoes? Yeah, it makes it. I'm telling you, man, the shoes make tons of sense. Every step you take. Every step you take. And I'm not here to evangelize the fucking, you know, barefoot shoes or whatever. I mean, I've never really tried them. I guess right now I'm wearing sandals. They're quality sandals, though. But there's also something called a drop. It's called a drop in a shoe. Apparently, drops are anywhere from like 1 to 12 or 1 to 14. It's a number. And it has to do with like the number of centimeters difference between the height of the heel and the height of the toe. So if a shoe has a high drop, then it's like at an angle like this. And if she was a low drop, then it's more flat. And so when you're buying a shoe, definitely look into that and see what feels good. See if you like a high drop, a medium drop, or a low drop shoe. And definitely get those custom inserts molded to your feet specifically. And then when you get a pair of shoes, when you're trying on your shoes, you know, you take out the insert it comes with, you put in your custom insert, and you wear it and you see what it's like. Part of my back pain remedy solution is getting a good pair of custom inserts. Turn any shoe you buy into a shoe that's custom made for you and your feet with a custom insert. Yeah, look into that. There's ones that you can order online, but you know, those involve, like, they send you this box and you like step in it and you send it to them and then they make it. That to me seems a little suspicious. Like, what if I step in it funny, or what if something happens to the box on the way in the mail? Now, maybe they're fine, but I like finding a person who does it. You may have to travel, you know, somewhere to do it, but, you know, find a local podiatrist, you know, find any podiatrist or find any kind of foot clinic around and just call them and be like, hey, I want to get custom inserts. Do you do that? How much is it? Oh, you don't do that? Well, can you direct me to somewhere that can? You know, and anyone who's like a foot doctor or a podiatrist, like, they'll, you know, be able to start pointing you in the right direction. So I know I'm kind of going off on this, but, you know, I admit that it kind of tugged at my heartstrings a bit when you started, you know, talking about how you've got this chronic pain. Because, you know, the reason I started doing this walking thing right now, I've always loved walking, but the reason I really started doing it was because, like, for about a year, I was having a very bad bout of lower back and also like arch pain in my arches, plantar fascia, the plantar fasciitis. And I started getting real sick of it. And there are a number of things I did, but I started walking. And you know what I did? I walked. And when I started, I would do, you know, I would walk around the block a couple times and then, ow, it would hurt. And then I would go and I would lay down and I would rest. But then the next day I would do it again. I'd go on a walk. I'd walk again. And then after 3,000 or 4,000 steps, it would start to hurt. And then I'd rest again. And then I'd take a day off. And then I would walk again. And I just decided that I was going to keep doing this walking thing until something clicked in place. Because if you give up, if you concede that walking is no longer a thing that you can do, that's giving up a lot. That's giving up a lot of your life. So I would say, you know, you want to get to a place where walking is something you can do. And when you're just starting out, you know, especially if you don't have the right shoes and stuff, but when you're just starting out, your body might go like, hey, I don't know, this is a lot of stress. This is too much. But you want to build up the strength. You know, walking, it builds your core strength, it builds your butt strength, your hamstring, your calves, your quads, you know, all of these things, your hips. And when those things are healthier and stronger, and the ligaments get stronger, and, you know, your back gets a chance to move around a bit, gets a chance to resettle, you know. I swear that there's a way that it can be good for your sciatica, it can be good for your back. Semi-Harmed Kind of Life says, I live in a rural part of Canada. I've got some Canadian viewers. We like to look after each other and keep money out of Bezos's hands when possible. Yeah, I understand completely. you know, granted, by being here on YouTube, I'm merely serving the master Google as opposed to the master Bezos, you know. So, you know, is it that much better? Hard to say. But I am a servant of Bezos because when I live stream on Twitch, you know, Twitch is owned by Amazon. And, you know, I do have a Michael Allen CPA channel on Twitch. And if you don't mind serving the Bezos, then, you know, follow Michael Allen CPA on Twitch. Follow Michael Allen CPA on Instagram. You know, do these things and be delighted. And if you're interested in something a little more artsy, if you're interested in something a little more creative and musical, then I can recommend to you another channel which is owned by me and operated by me that is more focused on my artistic expression. Current step count 7,821. I'm glad the algorithm tossed this channel to me for whatever reason it did. Your enthusiasm is really lovely. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I try to, you know, have a genuine, heartfelt enthusiasm. I want to have an enthusiasm that is, you know, not a fake enthusiasm, you know. Not a fake kind of like, you know, hey there, CPA fam, welcome to another exciting stream. What's up, guys? You know, like that kind of thing. I mean, there's a time and a place, and I, you know, I respect anyone's hustle, but, you know, I've got too much gray in my beard for that level of nonsense, you know. Sometimes I call what I make anti-content. We're going back. We're taking it back to basics. We're taking it back to what live streaming and YouTube content is all about. It's about you. It's about me. It's about a talking head. It's about a low conversation. That's all we need. That's all we need for a stream. That and a helicopter. Yeah, I mean, my production right now is this hat. My production right now is the fact that I have an iPhone 13, which has, you know, decent enough cameras. My production is the fact that I have this little selfie stick that can turn into a tripod if I open it, and just has a little bit of extension, you know, just enough, you know. So that's my production. You know, it's minimal, but it gets the job done. This is the path that I'm walking on. I'm going around in circles, or kind of going, I mean, you could call it a circle, or you can call it a thin oval, you know, a line. I don't always walk here, but right now it's a bit sunny over there, and I want to walk in the shade, because when you walk for like, I don't know, 2 hours consecutively, and you're sweating, and, you know, the heat gets to you, so getting in a little bit of shade, you know, makes a huge difference. Yep. I mean, on my art channel, it's, you know, it's less minimal, but still super fun. Yeah, it's, I mean, it is a nice little putting green, isn't it? I wish my dad used it more. He does not. It was put there for him, and he doesn't use it. No more. Whoa. Your dad never uses things you get him? I know what you mean. I know what you mean. My dad was complaining about how the coffee maker was too complicated. Even though it was the same coffee maker that he'd been using for like decades, but he was complaining that it was too complicated. So my sister bought him a new coffee maker that was like way easier to use. It was way easier to clean. My dad like threw a fit. He was like, "Why didn't you ask me? Why didn't you consult me? Why did you just go and buy this thing?" He got all mad. Yeah, dads are just like that. They're just like that, I guess. Dun 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 dun. Semi-Harmed Kind of Life says, my dad complains that there's nothing on TV to watch, but he refuses to use the DVD player, Android box, or tablet I get him to watch anything that he might want to watch. He just goes to bed instead. My dad just watches TV. He just watches TV all day, pretty much. Lays on the couch, watch NCIS or Castle, although he hasn't been watching Castle as much recently. Or he'll watch, occasionally he'll watch fucking, one of those like home remodeling shows. And maybe he'll watch Poirot or some Seinfeld late at night. Bones, he watches Bones. He watches the Royal Flying Doctors. Sometimes like a legal drama of some kind. They're all basically the same show at the end. And he just, he just consumes it. What has happened to them is what they warned would happen to us, which was that our brains would rot. And commercials, so how they are subjected to commercials. I mean, at least on YouTube, we get commercials, but we can push the skip button, but these poor television watching fools, these poor television creatures of the tube, they have to watch all these advertisements. Oh God, it's so awful. I mean, how many times can you hear the same Burger King jingle? How many times? I've been hearing the same damn Burger King jingle for over a year. It's really interesting. Last time I came here to YouTube to do a stream of this kind, I also got one viewer, one chatter, one prominent chatter, and we had a great conversation together. And so I'm wondering if YouTube, it's like pushing my channel out to like one person. It's being like, all right, we'll give him one viewer, just to keep him coming back. And it's not so bad though. If every time I stream I get one new fan, And that's pretty good. It's pretty darn good. I won't be at this place for much longer. I've signed a lease, and I will be moving into a new place. We'll be moving into a new place on the 1st of the month. The algorithm just picks one lucky viewer to get a decent random conversation with. I know, and like how many millions of people are using the YouTube platform at any given time? And it decides, you know, you're the one. You're the one. That's why, you know, you always need more viewers. You know, the more viewers you get, the more it recommends the algorithm. Oh, you should like the stream, by the way. Have you liked your local streamer today? If you haven't, you should. You know, maybe that one like, yes, yes, yes. I feel the power. Now I'm unstoppable. I have one viewer and one like. 100% of my viewers like my stream. You did the bell thing too? You're the best. You're the fucking best. You don't understand how it helps, but I hear it is, so it must. Well, here's the deal. Have you noticed that when you log into YouTube, just to go over some boring, you know, meta streaming stuff, in the upper right-hand corner of your browser, there's like a little notification, right? And it'll tell you things like, oh, you know, this person that you subscribe to published a video, or this person that you subscribe to, you know, said a thing. And, you know, maybe you have 5 notifications, or maybe you have 10, or who knows what you have, but, you know, you get notifications. So by clicking the bell, what it means is that, you know, when I go live or publish a video, you will receive a notification that says that I went live. Now you may think, isn't that what subscribing is supposed to do? Yes, that is what subscribing is supposed to do. But for some reason, YouTube decided to go dumb. And several years ago, I guess people would be subscribed to like 100 channels, you know, because they want to support all their friends and blah, blah, blah. And so people were getting just like outrageous numbers of notifications. And people were getting annoyed by that. But they didn't want to unsubscribe from their favorite channels. So they said, okay, you can be subscribed to the channel, but if you want the notification, then you have to ring the bell and you have to opt in. So it's not automatically, you're not automatically opted in. You have to opt in. They should have made it a fucking opt out, or you automatically get the notifications that you can turn it off on certain channels. So, and now it's just dumb. Now, instead of us just asking you to subscribe to things, we also have to ask you to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. So that's what it is, and that's why it's dumb. But that's why we do it. That's why we do it. You know, you get to watch live streamers, you get to watch independently created content. You get fewer commercials, but you still get plenty. The cost is that you have to listen to streamers and content creators constantly tell you to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. You know, that's the price you pay. That's the price you pay. Oh, says Semi-Harm Kind of Life, you just made me realize why I never see the new video on some channels till it randomly pops up in my carousel like a week later. Yes, that is why. That's why. You know, these technologies, if we don't know how to use them, then, you know, then they use us. See, I'm here to give you health knowledge. I'm here to give you all kinds of wonderful information about YouTube and about life. We have 2 viewers now. Hey, second viewer, don't you go anywhere. Don't you go anywhere, you second viewer. Damn it. Took me 46 minutes and 38 seconds of streaming to get 2 viewers. Don't you run away, second viewer. I want to know what you have to say. I want you to put something in the chat. I want to hear you say hello. Viewer number 2. I've doubled my viewership. I've got to keep it. I've got to maintain it. I've got to grow my channel. Welcome to the stream. Second viewer, tag in. I'm not leaving, but I got a BRB. Damn. Yeah, technology does sure know how to make you feel old. Semi-Harmed Kind of Life is tagging out. I've enjoyed a beautiful conversation, a sprawling narrative for the last 47 minutes and 23 seconds. I've walked 9,171 steps and counting. We're almost at 10,000 today. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? You know, we were just here talking about politics. I mean, tech. I mean, Marvel Comics. I mean, video games. I mean, music. I mean, knitting. I mean, anime. Please find something to latch on to. We were talking about art. We were talking about our favorite artists. We were talking about horticulture. We were talking about bread baking. We were talking about trad wives and podcasts and becoming red-pilled, but also based and bread tubed and poggers and sheesh and gosh, what else? You know, just being a vibe. We were having a vibe. We were vibing. We were vibing out, and we were talking about a global politics, and we were talking about geopolitics. We were talking about war. We were talking about money. We were talking about making money, man. We were talking about big scads of money, cash on cash. We're talking about doubling your money. We're talking about sex. We were talking about how to improve your dating life in 3 easy steps, building your confidence. We were talking about the Roman Empire and cats and dogs and pets and fish and goat and farming and homesteading. And we were talking about hydraulic presses. And we were talking about memes just in general. We were talking about the YouTube algorithm, you know, and how that works. I lost him. I lost the viewer. I lost him, you know. I tried to find something that interested them, but you know, wait, they're still here. Wait, they're still. The second viewer is still here, guys. The second viewer is watching as I scream into the void with desperation, trying to seek engagement on this platform. Like the stream. Can you like the stream, my second viewer? You know, can you show me that there's life on the other side? We were talking about bots. We were talking about AI. Ooh, don't tell me you're not interested in talking about the great AI debate. The great AI debate. Don't you tell me that you're not interested in talking about the great AI debate. Or perhaps pineapple on pizza. Or perhaps coffee and tea. Perhaps aliens. Aliens. Maybe you want to talk about aliens or Bigfoot or cryptids, right? Or ancient civilizations. Perhaps that's your thing, you know? how life got started, or maybe just God. You know, maybe God's a classic. And maybe you want to talk about religion or spirituality, or you want to talk about, you know, you want to have the great atheist debate. Maybe you want to have the great atheist debate, right? We can talk about, you know, if evidence is required for God, or you know, a lack of evidence. You know, does personal. Whoa! Holy shit! I hear a massive swarm of bees going somewhere. Whoa! But I think it's gone. So maybe you want to talk about bees. Maybe you want to talk about pollution, destroying our planet, global warming. Maybe you want to talk about diversification, biodiversity, or life in the oceans, the secrets of the deep. Maybe you want to talk about billionaires. Maybe you want to talk about Elon Musk or the Cybertruck, right? That could be fun. Or Tesla, you know, capitalism. Maybe you want to talk about capitalism. Maybe you want to talk about immigration, or wall building, or Biden or Trump, or, you know, even Hillary or Obama, you know, or Nikki Haley, or maybe you want to talk about John Fetterman or Tucker Carlson, or Vosh, or Deep Fat Fried, or maybe you want to talk about maybe you want to talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or JoJo Siwa, or maybe you want to talk about Dr. Demento, or the Radioactive Chicken Heads, or Glowstick Willie, or the Uncle Joe Show, or Goat versus Fish, or Bill Hicks, or George Carlin. You know, these are all subjects which we have covered in depth and at great length. You know, maybe you want to talk about the great trans debate, the trans discussion. You know, maybe you want to just talk about the decline of Western civilization in general. Maybe you'd be interested in hope and optimism. Maybe you'd be interested in fear and doubt. Perhaps you'd be interested in some idiotic, baseless slander against my character and my person. You know, maybe you would be interested in hype. You know, maybe you want to be hyped. Maybe I can hype you. You know, maybe you can hype me. Maybe you want some ASMR. You know, maybe we could make this ASMR, or how about just feet? Do you want feet? I could give you feet. We're doing a walking stream. We could give you feet. Feet are not a violation of terms of service. How about belly dancing? I could give you belly dancing. We could talk about how to grow and maintain a splendid beard, or, you know, just how to keep your hair. We could talk about planned obsolescence. That's an interesting subject. We could talk about vegans. We could talk about vegans and vegetarians, and we could talk about tofu, fake meats. We could talk about travel. We could talk about commercials, talk about merchandise. We can talk about the art of buying and selling. We can talk about late night television. We could talk about sociology. We could talk about college. We could talk about economics. We could talk about English literature, or history, or geology, or geography, or international relations. We could talk about vexillology, the study of flag design. You know, we could talk about language, linguistics, conjugation. We could do math problems. We could just post math problems in the chat and then do them. A little mental math exercise. We could talk about infrastructure. You know, what should be done. We could talk about wildlife crossings. And we could talk about walking. We could talk about walkable cities. We could talk about composting. We can talk about libraries. And we can talk about the digitization of books. We could talk about reading habits. We could talk about science fiction. We could talk about Dune. We could talk about Lord of the Rings. We could talk about George R.R. Martin. We could talk about the Bible as literature rather than as a religious text, in a historical context, right? We could debate about whether or not Jesus actually existed as a person. We could debate about whether I exist as a person, or you, for that matter. We could have a sort of solipsistic debate. We could talk about meaning and if life has any inherent meaning or not, any objective meaning whatsoever. We can debate about knowledge and whether or not we can actually ever know anything or not. We could talk about city planning. We could talk about Sim City. We could talk about Roller Coaster Tycoon, or The Secret Monkey Island, or the classic era of LucasArts adventure gaming, or Lemmings, or Super Mario Brothers platforming. We can talk about Doom. We can talk about Wolfenstein. We can talk about golf. Sports is a great subject. We can talk about baseball, football, basketball, tennis. Yeah, the second viewer never tagged in. They're still here, apparently, according to YouTube. I tried over the last 15 minutes to list as many topics of conversation as I could possibly think of, kind of off the top of my head, which was actually really fun, and I think I want to clip it and turn it into some content. And I think it's a trick that I'm going to use from now on. I don't know if you were here for it, but I kind of think that from now on, if I got a few viewers on my stream, on my Twitch stream or whatever, and I just feel like trying to get them to start saying things, I'm just going to start listing just topic after topic. I'm going to start just saying any possible topic that I can possibly come up with, and just seeing it, just like I'm just throwing chum into the content waters, and just seeing who's going to bite, who's coming for it. Eventually I'll say something that makes someone go, oh yeah, I want to talk about that. And then someone will take the ball and run. I'll say the magic word that will get people engaged. It was pretty exhausting, but I definitely entertained myself. So did you hear anything that you wanted to talk about semi-harmed kind of life? Did we get anywhere with you? Yeah, second viewer really let us down. I mean, they're apparently still here, but they might just be shy. Some people just don't like chatting. They don't want to reveal their username, but it could also be like a bot, right? It could be like some bot viewer. I did implore the second viewer to at least like the stream. If you've been watching for this long, then do me a solid and help spread the word, spread the verses. But this second viewer, I can just thank them for being a viewer. That's all I can do. They're lurking. They're lurking. When I watch your stream, my mind's engaged, but I don't watch you to chat your page. I have lost the time watching you go live, and something But you won't see me, I'm just lurking. You won't see me, I'm just lurking. Yep. I was away from the computer, so I missed most of it. I came back to JoJo Siwa, so you heard a lot of it. And I was confused as to what was going on, much like I am with her in general. I was just bringing up JoJo Siwa just as a potential topic of conversation, in a list of like hundreds of other subjects that I brought up as potential topics of conversation. I was just trying to see if I could say anything that would entice the viewer into conversation with me. So I was just straight off the dome, just saying like all the topics that are in the consciousness right now that I could possibly think of. And so that just came out. So it went to JoJo Siwa and then JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I know, we're back down to one. It's a mountain to climb. We're climbing this mountain together. I know. I listed like hundreds of topics, but none of them worked. You're not choosing her as a subject matter. My opinion ends with I don't have one on this subject. Fair. Oh, wait, we might have gotten him back. We might have gotten the viewer back. Yeah. But I'll tell you what's good. Boom. 10,637 steps, guys. We've got over 10,000 steps today. And we're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started. It has been an hour live on YouTube, and semi-armed kind of live. I want to entice you to do two things, should you choose to accept them. Weren't I like at 6K when you popped in? Yeah, something like that. I find that I do about 1,000 steps every 10 minutes. And I've been live for 63 minutes. We've been talking for like 40 minutes. Can you believe that? Yeah, as long as I keep putting one foot in front of the other, I get about 1,000 steps every 10 minutes. And I've been live for 65 minutes now. So, hell yeah, it was easy to get 4K. It's just a matter of putting in the time. Putting in the time and building up enough strength to put in the time. So. I was wondering if there was a couple final, following type gestures that you could do for me if you're interested. After an hour of giving you the service, direct streaming service, what I would like for you to do, I don't know if it's gonna be of interest to you, but it is, if you're interested in me, then maybe, that's an inroad. And that is to find the YouTube channel, buy into my MLM. Yes, actually, that is precisely what I'd like you to do. That was good. That was good humor. I like your sense of humor there. But yes, buy into my multi-level marketing scheme. And the multi-level marketing scheme is called GOAT versus Fish. It's called GOAT versus Fish. And it's the one true versus, and it's the mightiest versus there is. And it's GOAT vs Fish. GOAT vs Fish. That's GOAT versus Fish. That's GOAT versus Fish. That's GOAT versus Fish. And I want you to search for GOAT vs Fish on YouTube. That is my channel. That is my art channel. And I want you to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications on GOAT versus Fish. Because that will, put GOAT versus Fish in your algorithm And you always want more goat versus fish. You never want less goat versus fish. It's goat vs fish. Now you may say to yourself, is this some kind of joke? Why does he keep saying goat versus fish? Some say goat versus fish is a joke. Well, the fact that it's the second item to pop up is actually an improvement. I've been fighting to get goat versus fish to be higher in the algorithm, and it is moving higher. And the more often people search for it and, you know, subscribe it and watch the content, then the higher it's pushed in the algorithm. So you are helping. Yeah, the most bizarre kill Tony said ever is the first one. That's not on my channel. But, you know, at least it is me. But don't subscribe to that channel. I want you to subscribe to the channel called Goat versus Fish. I want you to subscribe to youtube.com/goatvsfish, which you can go to directly, or you can search for it and find it and like and subscribe to it. Sometimes my channel does come up first, but we are training. We're here to train the algorithm. We're here to train the algorithm to do what we want. You know? And that happens thanks to you. So, what do you think? Has it been done? Has it been done? Have you done it? Have you subscribed and liked and notified Goat vs Fish? You're sold towel pants. Douglas Adams would be proud. Yes. The answer to life, the universe, and everything is goat versus fish. Is, are you goat or are you fish? All right, so thank you. You can also find Goat vs Fish. You can also find Goat versus Fish on Instagram and Twitch, and even on Twitter, even though I don't use it much anymore, and Facebook and TikTok. You can find Goat versus Fish everywhere. You can find Goat versus Fish at goatversusfish.com. You can find Goat versus Fish in your heart. You can find Goat versus Fish. This is art. Yes. Well, I promise you that none of your questions will be answered. None of your questions will be answered. It will just be Goat versus Fish. But, thank you. So now, and I'm so glad to have found you here. If every time I stream on YouTube I get one more viewer that I otherwise would never have made contact with, it is still worth my time. So far YouTube is doing okay. So I'm going to continue my walking because there's more for me to do. But I'm going to change platforms. I'm going to go onto Twitch. I'm going to go to Daddy Bezos, and I'm going to stream on Michael Allen CPA on Twitch. The intro video reminds you of Kids in the Hall, although that's another Canadian thing. Yeah, Kids in the Hall, definitely. Oh, yeah. Anyone who's into comedy, especially if they're, you know, between the age of 30 and 40, anyone who's into comedy here in the U.S. has heard of Kids in the Hall. Absolutely. 100%. So, I am going to change platforms. I'm going to go over to Twitch now. So if you, I don't know if you have a Twitch account or if you want a Twitch account, but if you do, then you can find the same things. You can find Michael Allen CPA on Twitch, and you can find Goat versus Fish on Twitch. Yeah, I know it's another platform but I actually I tend to have more viewers over there on Twitch. You know, sometimes it's still just one chatter, but you know, there's a regular cavalcade of characters that come through my chat on Twitch. So, you know, maybe you would find it fun. And Goat versus Fish also on Twitch. Yeah, you know, check it out. So I'm going to end the stream now. And I'm going to go inside and get a glass of water. And then I'm going to come out and the stream will resume on Twitch. So you have a bit of time to figure out, you know, the making of the thing. And I will see you around. It has been very nice chatting. But yes, I look forward to seeing you again on another stream. It has been a pleasure. So, till next time, celebration. Nice meeting you.